Mesach Bava basra daf ein ches amar aleph. We're starting from the Mishnah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'hakol niyeh b'dvarei. Zog the Mishnah. Hamoiches hachamoir. One who sells a donkey, lo ymaches kelav. He didn't sell.
We finished with the ships already?
Yeah, now we're talking about a chamoir. When he sells a chamoir, are we selling with the kelim on the chamoir or not? Lo ymaches kelav. He didn't sell. Once the same thing. Nachal Hamadi Yema maches kelav. Nachal Hamadi says he sold him the donkey. He sold it with the kelim of the donkey, and we're going to talk about which kelim. Rabbi Yehuda Yema. Rabbi Yehuda says ich mach pshara. Pe'amim meichim, pe'amim meina meichim. Sometimes the kelim is with the chameir. We'll soon see. And sometimes the kelim is not included with the chameir.
How the deal is?
We'll see soon. Yeah. Ketzat, how's the case? Hoya chameir. He had a chameir lefon of a kelim I love. The chameir was in front of us, and the kelim were on the chameir. And the kelim said to the buyer, said to the seller, "Mechoi li chameir chazeh. Sell me this donkey the way it is. The way it is, it's metallic kelim. Then the kelim are sold. He said, "Chameir hu ein kelim mechunim." And the Gemara is going to explain why is when he says chameir hu is different. Why then the kelim are not sold? So the Gemara is going to say it's not extra words. Chameir zed we see is he didn't have to say chameir zed. Sell me this chameir. By saying zed, he's adding the kelim. Chameir hu is asking. Chameir hu is das dein yena chameir deiner but is for sale. So he's asking a question. So it's not extra words. So he's only selling a chameir stam, not the kelim with the chameir. We're going to say it later.
He speaks Hebrew?
Okay. Ula gesagt. The machlek is between the Tanakama and Nachman Hamadai. We said the Tanakama says if he sells a chameir stam, he did not sell the kelim, and Nachman Hamadai says he did sell the kelim. So he wants to know: is it besak the niskaya? Huh? Rabbi Yehuda made up shorter. We're soon going to say Rabbi Yehuda has nothing to do with the shorter. We'll soon see. Besak the diskaya. Besak means a regular sack where you put in stuff. The diskaya is the saddleback sacks. The head on each side of the behema sack. So that's called a diskaya. The kumni is a seat that they made for the women. Women, it's nicht gewinnt sneezdik, because they only sitz mit Männer with the feet zu straight. So they had the chair like surrounded them. They would sit down on the sidewalk. The Yamada is going to say what kumni is, but I'm telling you ahead of the game. So the Yamada and the Machlokes is like this. The Tanakama stam chameir likayv koi. Stam chameir, what is it chameir for? To ride. So if it's to ride, only which kelim should be included in the sale? Those kelim that are needed for the ride. Like he said, a saddle, the bit, the anything that has to do with harnessing the saddle, all the harnesses. A kumni is also extras. That's called masa. Or maybe it's for riding because she needs to ride. We'll soon see. No, a chameir is made to schlep masoyis. So he would say, if it was mashal, the saddlebags or these things that are made to carry to schlep, he'll say those are included. But according to the Tanakama, that's not included. Saddlebags and bags, sacks, that's not what the chameir is made for. It's made to ride. It's not including that. That's what they're arguing. We'll find. Okay. Aval ukavu madas. But what about the saddle? Umadas is the smich, is the cloth that they put under the saddle. It shouldn't hurt the animal. It shouldn't slide down. It should be also easy for the animal. Kilkili is the kilkili is really is also like a harness. It's a ritzua that goes around the stomach. The chabok is the ritzua that goes around the brustin. But these are harnessing. These are kelim which are made for the rechiva, aside for the rechiva, because you have to harness the saddle. You have to harness also the control for the animal, so you have to tie it around the neck so it will hold. But so these are also for masa. These harnessing is also to hold the bags. So l'divrei hakol mechurin. According to everybody, it's going to be included in the sale of the chameir. The Rashbam says that even according to the man da'ama that says that the chameir is made for masa, and ukav is not for masa. Ukav is for the riding lechiva, but we're going to tell you ukav is also for masa, because the ukav or the muscle, the kilkile, the chavak. These are things to harness everything and to harness the bags that are made from masa as well. So the Dibri Akal Mechurim, everybody holds the uk of madas, which is sai for a chiva, sai for masa. Those are included in the sale. Ula said, what did Ula say? That Ula, the machlekes was by the sack, if the bags or the saddlebags also included. So that's where the machlekes was. In fact, the Yemara, what are you talking about? It says chamei v'keilov. It says if he says I'm selling you the chamei with the kelim, ani meichel harei macha es ha'ukav es ha'madas es ha'kilkeli es ha'chavok. And the harness thing, the saddle, these are not kelim. Avaloi macha loi sak with this guy v'chumni. But he didn't sell those things that are designated only for masa, only for weight to carry. But if he added the words, he, the animal, with everything that's with it, then even the sacks are going to be included. Let's go back to the first words. He says, when will he be kind of the saddle, which is side for the chiva, side for masa, only if he said the words, then he's going to be who the kani haukavu madas. Then he's kind of those items like that are side used for the chiva and side for masa. And Ula said, one second, but what's if he didn't say chamay vikelav? He didn't add the words vikelav. He said chamay stam. So then it's not included. But Ula said that even if he doesn't say Vikelov, he just says he's Meicha Chamay Stam, the Ukav Umadas, those are automatically included. So how could you say the Ukav Umadas is only included in the Bryce? It says only if he says Chamay Vikelov? So it's about a light. No. Really, the halach is, even if he doesn't say Vikelov, the Ukav and Madas are included. Nami Ukav Madas Mechurim. The Ukamadas are included, even if he didn't say Vikelov. What does he come to tell us with the word Chamei Vikelov? If he said Chamei Vikelov, the Afargav Amalei Chamei Vikelov. Even he said Chamei and the Kalim. Sak this guy, you have a kumin like Kani. If it's something that's designated for weight, to carry weight, that's not included in the sale. Only those Kalim which is necessary for the riding of the animal. For the riding of the animal. And that was the Chiddush. Unless he says, he adds even more words. He, then he's going to be kind of the sack with this kind of. But if he says, Chamei v'kelov, even if he didn't say v'kelov, he's kind of the ukav v'madas, those tools, those kelim that are needed for the rechiva. But so what does he come to teach us? That only those tools by Chamei Stam will help the ukav v'madas. Even if he says v'kelov, it won't add anything. He won't be able to be kind of the sack and this guy. In fact, my kumni. What does kumni mean? Like I said before, it's a special cheer that's made for the Bible. Right. Because derech ha'isha li'chayiv al kisei mishum tznias. Kedei sheloi titztarech l'sheves bepisuk raglayim. She shouldn't have to have sitting on the right with her feet spread. Right. This is not sneezing. You might defect Hashayla now. Was the machlekes while the kelim was sitting on the chamer? Then, but if it wasn't on the chamer itself, I would say it's not included. Only where would be the machlekes? Only while it's still on the behemoth. But what's if the kelim were not on the behemoth? It was on the side. So then Nachman Mother will be included to the Chamim. It's not included. Oiduma. Yeah. Stop. Yeah, that's true. No, what are you telling you? Okay, that's the Mishnah. Here we had a machlekes in the Mishnah. Moicha Chamor Stam. The Tanakama said Loi Mocha Kelav, and Nachman Mother said if he sold Chamor Stam, Mocha is Kelav. This machlekes of macha, loy macha's kelim, when he told him the kelim, the chameir, when Nachum Madai said that the kelim are included, or the Chacham said it's not included. It's talking about when it's sitting on the behema. But if it's not sitting on the behema, even Nachamada would say it's not included.
How could you say he's buying a behemoth and the chamor and he sees the kale on the chamor and not included?
Nachamada says it's included. The Tanakama says no. Maybe that way was the machlekes because he said chamer. He didn't say he didn't include kelim. Or perhaps b'shein on all machlekes. That the machlekes was when the kelim are not on the animal. The Tanakama says it's not included. It's not on the animal. Nachmadi says what animal needs these kelim? That's on the side, so it's included. You can't write it on without it. Yeah, but it was somewhere. But of course, so we're going to say it's on the side. So we're going to say it's included according to Nachmadi. But if it's on the behemoth itself and he's selling the chameir and the chameir has the kelim, even the Rabbanan will say it's included. Maybe that's the way the machlekes is. That only when it's b'shein alav, but b'she'alav, everybody would agree. Tashma, come in here, I'll answer you. From the Arai from the Sefer, it says, "Ubizman shamaloi." The Sefer says when Meicha said, "Who v'kol masha'alav," that he's selling the chameir. Who v'kol masha'alav, and with all the kelim on it, harei kulam echurim, everything is going to be sold. Huh? Okay, so that's what we're saying. Yeah. Even the sack and the discard is included. So if you're going to learn that the machlekes was while all the kelim were on it, that the Tanakam says it's not sold and Nachmadi says it's sold. Hamani, who does this brayse go according to? Rabbanan. He follows the Rabbanan because the Rabbanan say it's not sold even while it's olav, and but if you say who. If he added those words, then he gets the kelim with it. So the Mishnah makes sense. Those words go according to the Chacham. But if you're going to say the machlekes was no, only when it's not on the animal. But when it's on the animal, everybody agrees it's all sold. Even the Rabbanan, and you don't have to add words. So how does the Mishnah make sense? The Mishnah says everybody agrees. The Chacham will also agree only if he added the words avahu. But he doesn't have to add. According to this, if it's on the animal, everybody, according to what you're saying, everybody agrees that it's sold with it. If we're going to say that the machlekes was b'shein alav, but if it's ein alav, everybody agrees it's sold. So Hamani, who's the Mishnah say? Only if he adds the words hu v'chol mashalav, it's going to be sold, even without it. You don't need it. Really, the machlekes was when the kelim were not on the animal. Machlekes between the Chacham and Nachum Amadoi is b'shein alav, v'Rabbanan and he, and the words of the Brayse follow the Rabbanan. You said it says hu v'kol masha'alav, and you're saying the machlekes is while it's not on the animal. How does it make sense? Hu v'kol masha'alav means. He's kind of the animal with whatever's on the animal. It's but you're saying it's not on the. You're saying the Mishnah is talking about it's on the side. Ema say what did he mean? Who mashallah that he's kind of everything. Bisman sha'amalay who v'kol masharoy li'asallah. Nishtas is an animal. Anything that's fit to be on the animal for riding, that's included. But not that it's on the animal. That's what he says. Whatever comes with all the accessories. So you want to touch has to be right. Anything that's right to be on the behemoth is a kinyan. Your saddle, there's harness thing, whatever you need. Yeah, right.
So who holds like that?
The Rabbanan, because Nachmadi says even Meichas Tam includes it. Tashma, come in here. I'll bring you a raya. Which way was machlekes? We still didn't answer. Is the machlekes ba'in alav or it's on the side? So Rabbi Yehuda, it says Rabbi Yehuda was a third cheater. You remember? Yeah. Rabbi Yehuda said, I said it was like a pshara. Piyamim. Sometimes the kill of shamayir is mechurim, and piyamim sheina mechurim, and at times it's not. So my love. So. Well, and Rabbi Yehuda is for sure talking about that the kelim are on the chamayir, the shasa mechira, because if not. What does it mean? Chameir chazeh. He says this chameir is all sold chameir chazeh, and beferish if you look in the Mishnah, when in the words of Rabbi Yehuda, it says Keitzad. What does it say? And what's the next words? Bekelav alav. So we're Befeid talking about that the kelim are on the animal. So I mean, and Rabbi Yehuda was the machriya. You say the Tanakama says it's the kelim are not sold. Nachmade says the kelim is sold. Rabbi Yehuda came zayin machriya. Sometimes it's sold, sometimes it's not. But with Keitzat, we said was talking about obviously that the kelim were on top of it. Okay. And what are we talking about? That he said Chamer Chazad, this Chamer. And when we said Chamer Chazad, it's mashma, he's selling him the way it is. The way it is. That means with all the kelim on it. Zok the Gemara, and he's the machriya between the two. So if he's the machriya, they're all talking about the same case. And you have three shittas. You have the Tanakama says the kelim are not sold. Nachmadai says it is sold. Rabbi Yehuda says sometimes yes, sometimes not. He's the machriya, but we're all talking about the case where the kelim are on the animal.
So when's the one? How can you have sometimes and sometimes you don't?
Oh, if he says Chamer Chazel, Chamer Chalu, you'll get that. The Gemara will explain. So Gemara loy. Rabbi Yehuda is not coming to be machriya here. Mils hachriti kama. Rabbi Yehuda is a gar andish. Has not to do with them. It's a whole different thing. Meaning, Rabbi Yehuda says that the Tanakama and Nachman Modai were arguing B'emes when it wasn't the kelim were not on the Chamer. And you could be Medayik, but in a case if the kelim would have been on the Chamer, everybody would agree that it's sold with the Klei Hamasa. Yeah. So on this, Rabbi Yehuda came and he says, I argue, this diuk that you're making, that the Machlekes was not, if it was not on the animal, but if it would be on the animal, you would be Medayik, everybody would agree. Comes Rabbi Yehuda, says, I argue. He says, even in a case with the kelim on the Chamer, sometimes it's sold and sometimes not. That's where Rabbi Yehuda came to argue, on the diuk. So we have to answer still. Rabbi Yehuda said to Rashi, Tashma, I'll bring you a raya from here. That if it's talking about, Machlekes is talking about while the kelim are on the animal or not. From where? From the previous Mishnah. What was the previous Mishnah? It says, Machas HaKorei. He sold the wagon, Loi Machas HaProdes. He did not sell the mules with it. He just sold the wagon. He just sold the wagon. And Tachlif B'Amarova said before Rabbi Avo, I'm sorry, that Machas HaKorei, Machas HaProdes. V'amalei v'hanan machatnan. V'hanan, in our Mishnah we said loy machatnan. So Ravina is proving from this kasha that we had that in the Mishnah it says if he sells the wagon, the mules are not, chamerim are not included. And Rav Tachlifa said this before Rabbi Abo.
Maybe the brothers are more expensive.
And so Rabbi Avo says, well, how could you say that? We learned in the Mishnah that it's not included. Rav Chalif, it says, that if Rav Tachlifa B'Amarava said this same thing before Rabbi Avo, what did he say? But the opposite of the Mishnah. If he sells him the wagon, he automatically sold him the mules. So Rabbi Avo said to Rav Tachlif, how could you say such a psak? Well, how could you say such a brayso? We have a Mishnah that says it's not. Amalei, so Rav Tachlif said, Ismeish, I erased this brayso because it doesn't fit with the Mishnah. Amalei, no, don't erase it. Tedagmas, this is ma'adukim by Taich, the brayso, that it's together, that the wagon was connected to the chamerim. So if he sold the wagon, he sold the mules with it because the wagon was on the mule. So it's talking about on top. So Miklal, the Masnisin, so from them is Gedungen. From this we could imply the Masnisin b'sheina dukenbay. Our Mishnah is talking about it. It's not. It's not connected. The Reisha, and since the Reisha is talking about b'shein oiden alav, that it's talking about that the wagon wasn't sitting on the mules. So Seifa, our Mishnah that we just learned, the Machlekes of Ameichas Chamer is talking about V'she'ein oiden alav, when the kelim are not on the animal, so it should fit with the previous Mishnah. So if you about Adarabah, just the opposite. Hey, man, should go one Mishnah before that. Go a Mishnah before that. The first Mishnah in the Perek on Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. It says when somebody sells a svina, it says Avaloi Machar. He did not sell Loyas Abadim. He didn't sell this as Abadim Loyas Anantiki, and he didn't sell the scheda that's on the thing. It's the scheda that's on the ship. So Midraisha from the first Mishnah, what are we talking about? He didn't sell the Avadim and the scheda that's on the ship. We're talking about when the scheda and the Avadim are on the ship, that it's not included in the sale of the ship. So you're talking about it is loaded. So say for Nami, so our Mishnah also is talking about that it is loaded. So you asked me from the previous Mishnah, I'm asking you go to the first Mishnah. Ella, we have to say Tana, Mili Katani. The Tana, each Mishnah is talking about a different case. The first Mishnah is talking about that it is the Avodim and the Scheres Taka loaded on the ship. And then you have the last Mishnah where we said if he sold the wagon, he didn't sell the mules, that the wagon was not on the mules. And here, we don't know, you can't prove from here. Here you have no raya. So you can't bring a raya for our last Mishnah. So the Gemara, Simen, Zagam, Nasan, these are the names of the 6 Tanoim that Abaye will mention. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Nasan, that's the Nun, Sumchis is the Samach, Menachem Hamad is the Zeks Tanoim, yes. So he says, Abaye, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Nasan, Sumchis, Menachem Hamad, Kulus, Vidiluhuki, Bizam, Nishmidi. When a person, they all hold, when a person sells something, he sells not only the chayfetz, but with all its accessories, with everything that comes with it. And some add more things, some add less. That's why he doesn't say they all hold one in the same shita, because they argue how much accessories. Okay. Which accessories? Whatever belongs to others say even more, but others say less. Okay. Rabbi Lezer, where do we see? Rabbi Lezer says if you sell something, you're selling with more. It's not that we learned in the Mishnah before. Rabbi Lezer, Imam Eichas Beis Chabad, somebody who sells an olive press. Maches HaKoira. In the olive press, there was a big pole. And that pole, it squeezed the olives that the oil should come out. That's included, we said. Because that's the ikah of the Beis Chabad.
But the ikah was the body, is to question the
yeah, so that's why he says the pole goes with it. The Beis Chabad is the place with it. But he says the pole has to come with it. Because the pole makes it a Beis Chabad. It makes it to squeeze out the oil. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, what do we see? Not Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, here's somebody who sells a city. Moches Asanter. He sold also the person that does the surveying. Because there's Zolzaina Seder, which field, up to how far does each field go? So you're selling a city. You have to know what belongs here and there. So who's included in the sale of the city? The Samter, the one that does the surveying. Where do we see that? So it comes with something else. Rav Meir said if somebody sold a vineyard, he has sold the accessories with the kerem. So what does he bring down? What's for the accessories? So even those things that are not dafka made for the kerem, says Rav Meir. Rabbi Nasim Sumchis. Rav Nasim Sumchis added that somebody sells a ship, bitzis v'dugis. You remember the small little boats were sold together with the ship because you had to go to the shallow water to the border. You can't bring a ship all the way to the border. It's pretty far. So they would go from there, from the ship. They would go on little boats to the seashore. So the shallow water, you need a little boat. So you see, it's sold together with the ship. Yeah, right. Right. Very good. That what they sell is selling with the accessories. Nachman says when you sell a chamer, you're selling with the kalim. Rabbi Yehuda said, remember, Rabbi Yehuda says sometimes it's sold and sometimes it's sold with the chamer and sometimes not. You said if he says chamer chazu, that then the kalim are included. If you say Chamecha Hu, then it's not included. Rabbi said Chamecha Zu is Yonah the Chamer Dehu. We knew that this Chamer belongs to him. What is he saying? This. We know this is the Chamer that belongs, that's being sold. So it says, the reason why he added the word Zu, because he wanted to add the Caleb. Oh, but Chamecha Hu, when he says Chamecha Hu, is this the Chamer that is for sale? The Lo Yonah the Chamer Dehu. He didn't know that it's his Chamer, if it's his Chamer being for sold. Is this your Chamer that you're selling to me? So it's not extra. You have to know who's Chamer. So he didn't add any extra words to say he's adding the Kalim on the Chamer. So he wanted to make sure this is the Chamer, it's yours that I'm buying. Somebody who sells a Chamer, he sold even the Ben HaChamer. The fowl, I think, F-O-A-L. F-O-A-L. What do they call it? Fowl. The Ben HaChamer, the young donkey. If he sold the cow, he did not sell the calf. So if he sold the place where they put the garbage, he had sold also the zevel that's in there, the manure. Yes, he is, because it's not fertilized. But he gets the plastic bottles and everything. If he sold a bird, he sold the water in the bird as well. He sold the beehive, he sold the bees. He sold the dovecote. He sold the yenim and the birds in it. But the reverse, it's not. As they state in Rashbam. If he sold them the water, he didn't sell them the bird. If he sold them the bees, he didn't sell them the kaveras. If he sold them the birds, he didn't sell them the house where you house the birds. It has to be the ikis, the shoybach, then you kaina. The kaveras, you kaina the bird. How's the Mishnah talking about? If he said, I'm selling you the mother with the son, why are you saying by the para he's not claiming the ben? And if he didn't say, I'm selling you the mother with the son, even the chamer shouldn't be sold. Papa says, he said, I'm selling you a chamer that nurses. So he says, I'm selling you a para that nurses. Is bishleim a para? Buy a para, I could say he didn't want to. When he said manika, he didn't mean the son. He meant to sell it with that gives off milk, and if it doesn't, samekach dos. El chamer says chamer, which is not Torah milk. We can't even have it. My kamal, why do they say a nursing chamer? Shmamina, he means he will not come away. Those were extra words to tell you with the baby. Thank you. My karaloi siach. Why do you call a ben chamer siach? So when it's siach, when you talk to a baby mule and you talk to a calm, then it follows you. You talk to already adult mule, is stubborn. You can't get stubborn. I'm rushing. Yes. What is this that it says in the pasuk? So you have a lot of psukim that talk about how Sichon conquered Moav, and all these psukim, so many psukim. So the one wants to say these psukim are not needed. The only purpose to say that Sichon conquered Moav is to allow that the Bnei Yisrael should be able to now take over those lands that Moav had, because the Chatchila were not allowed to stop with Moav. That was the treaty.
Because of Esau.
Moav is no. That was one of the treaties. You're not allowed to start with Moav any milchama. But Sichon took over Moav. And now that's Sichon, now you can take it over. But that's based on Hashem from free the psukim. So why would he need all these psukim? So he's going to explain the psukim bidrash. What does this say? That therefore the rulers will say. What does it mean? Hamoishlim. They say mishalim. They say mishalim. Moishlim means givaldik. Yeah. That they came now to the city of Cheshbon, which was in Moav, and they built it, and they're going to establish it. We're going to talk about all these psukim. Moishlim is a parable, a mashal. Moishlim is referring to those that rule over the Yetzer Hara. I know tzaddikim. Boyu Cheshbon. The next words, Boyu Cheshbon. They came they came to Cheshbon, which is a city in Moav, and they conquered it. So what is not Cheshbon? Boyu v'nachshe Cheshbon Shalom. Come and let's make a Cheshbon. And we're now in Elul, not Cheshbon. Hefset mitzvah keneged schara. You'll say you're giving tzedakah, so I'm losing now money, begashmis, right? But you have to evaluate it against the schar. The schar is bigger. A person has to make calculations. And then uschar aveda, you'll say, oh, als I do aveda, I'm not haben von der Welt jetzt. Schon erst in Chazer, schon reden von Moil, von alle Seiten. So, but you don't know what the Keneged Hefset is. So Hefset, it's a Keneged Hefset. There's a big loss. So if somebody keeps on making these calculations, Tibana v'sikoinen, what does that mean? Imato isekain, dus machen cheshbenusin, and you'll be disciplined, and you'll know a mitzvah you're not really losing because the schar la'asid is as aggressive. Oh yeah, from tzedakah, 10 more, 100 more. Yeah, and when it comes to aveda, you know it's only temporary, but the später was the happen. So he says, Imato isekain, if you keep a cheshbon, you will be built in this world, and you'll be established in the world to come. Then it says in the words, Ir Sichen. What does it mean, Ir Sichen? Im Masim Odem Atzme Ka'ayer. Sichen is the siach. You remember the small donkey? And so if somebody makes himself Ka'ayer, like a small donkey, this is somebody that listens to the Yetzer Hara. He gets convinced after the Yetzer Hara, he goes after the Apikursim. What does it say right after? A flame, the fire came out of the holes that make cheshbenos. Those are the tzaddikim. That means from the tzaddikim that keep on making a cheshben, and it will consume those that are not mechashben. What does that mean? So he brings down, we had in the Gemara before, but which you missed in the Gadata. Everybody will have canopies, according to the schar. And then you're going to see a friend of yours, and his friends, you have a much bigger canopy. So he's going to be burnt. I could have been just like him if I would have just behaved a little differently in this world. So that's what he's saying. Yeah, for sure. What does it mean? A flam that will come out of the city of Sichem. It's from the city of the tzaddikim that are called trees. Where do we see the tzaddikim are called trees? Like it says, tzaddik katoma yifrach ke'erez. So the tzaddik is katoma. It's comparing it to trees. Yeah. So achla or mayav. It will consume or, which was a city of Mayav. What's or? Like this is somebody who goes after follows his Yetzer Hara like a ayah, like a young donkey who listens to the words of its balabas. That goes after nice words. The Yetzer Hara veis me to red and shine and areinchappen the mentions to Tana Aveda. You can grab the person and do Aveda. Then it says Bali Bamis Arnein. What does it mean, Bali Bamis? The owners of the high places. These are in the Balgaivaniks. Those that boast. Call them Sheish Begas Aruach. Whoever any person that has Gaiva, Neifel Beganim falls into Ganim. Vaniram, Amarosha, that it's going. Vaniram, Amarosha, the Russia is saying, Einram, there's no higher, there's no higher authority that's ruling the world. Ovad Cheshbon, there's no din v'dayin. You don't have to. The Davish is not calculating your Vedas. Ovad Cheshbon shalaylam. Kalemes nishtokin din nishtokin dayin. Ad divayin. Avalei Hakadosh Baruch Hu hamtei ad sheyom adin. For these people, Davish wait till the din comes. Let's do about.
We'll take care of you.
Yeah, we'll take care of you. V'nasmat noifach. That means ad shetovei eishen etzichon nipuach. Till it'll come to a fire that doesn't need fanning. The fire will be burning with tzvadat to say. Ad midov, as he says, till how hard? Ad shetat nishmas, until the neshama, but wait, the neshama will feel pain. Yeah, Hamillah, ad ovid by the body. That David still lets him do whatever he wants in this world. And then, David still will punish him as he feels like. One who separates from learning Torah, the fire of Gehenna will consume him. Never, like it says in the pasuk, when the Sati is punished by him, I will place my face in them. Ma'esh Yatzol, from the fire of Torah you separated. The fire of Gehenna will consume it. Okay, also, Avdina came from Eretz Yisrael to Bava. Amar Rav Yonas. Kol ha'pirshatz me'divrei Torah never from Gehenna. Somebody who separates from learning Torah, he will end up in Gehenna. Will fall in Gehenna. Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, Adam Torah, a person who strays, goes away. Medar Chaskel from Torah. Yeah, and he goes away from Torah. Is Bikal Rafayim Yanuach? What does it mean? Rafayim. He's going to rest in Gehenna. Shenema, like rest in pieces. not in pieces. Shenema, like it says in Pasuk, it's a hot vacation. It says he won't know till he's there, and he's going to be in Gehenna. That's what it's referring to. Okay, well.